I'm Astro Hunt. Today it is for my daddy to look for a wife. It's also for me to find a mommy.
Mr. Astro, according to the appearance of you and your father, the AI system has figured out the general appearance of your mommy.
But this group of women, none of them can satisfy me until... I found my mommy.
Boy, is this where the interview is?
Mommy, I finally find you.
Wants a stepmother. As long as you marry my daddy. I'll give you 500,000 yuan. This brat. Help me. I'll take responsibility for you. That year I was drugged by my partner. I promised her I would definitely be responsible for her 1 year later. Through the gene data bank comparison of the lawyer hospital. Only then did I realize, I have another son out there, all the time. I must find that woman. She is the only one who deserves to be the wife of the president of Hunt Group.
Yes.
From now on, you're my younger sister.
We look about the same age. Why can you be my elder brother? Can I be your sister?
'Cause brother will love his younger sister the most. If you let me be your brother, I'll give you many Barbie dolls and toys. I'll always protect you. From now on, you're my mommy. We have so many big houses and a lot of money.
Wait a minute. Astro Hunt. What nonsense are you playing at?
Daddy, look, I have found the wife for you.
Hello, sir. Could you really give me 500,000 yuan?
Another gold digger for 500,000 yuan. You can sell your body. I've seen too many women like you, and I don't think you're worth 500,000 yuan.
No matter I am worth or not, how can you make personal abuse on me? If it wasn't for repaying the debt, for Wendy's family, I wouldn't have come to this ridiculous interview.
Why, Daddy, when your company needs manpower, you'll use money to hold the employment interview, and I've always wanted to have a mommy who loves me, but you don't want to spend money for me, Daddy. You're a bad guy.
Hey. Let's get married.
My daddy has agreed to let you be my mommy.
I can give you 500,000 yuan, but if I give you the money, I'll become a pauper then.
Daddy is a liar. 500,000 yuan for our family is just like 50 cents.
What he says is, the money in the game account. It's okay if you want to have this mommy. But you have to cooperate with me to pretend to be poor. I want to take a look, if she can be nice to you.
Don't worry, I'll work hard too. Try my best to improve our little family.
Show me your money receiving QR code.
Wendy. Hello.
My husband owes someone 570,000 yuan. If we don't return it today, the house will belong to someone else.
Isn't it 500,000 yuan? How does it become 570,000 yuan again? Hey.
You dare play this kind of trick with me?
Could I trouble you again? Pay me an extra 70,000 yuan.
I'm really sorry for...
A temporary increase in price? Well,
Daddy is so stingy. It is just 570,000 yuan. Why does he have to make things difficult for Mommy?
Astro, what's the meaning of just 570,000 yuan? It was obviously 570 yuan.
I have more pocket money than that in one day.
When this child's mother was pregnant with him, she has read too many novels about domineering presidents. He always likes to brag, don't believe him. I hope you can keep your word. You can be good to the child.
570,000 yuan to the account.
thank you. I'll definitely do my best to take care of the child. I won't let the extra 70,000 down.
Have you brought your ID card?
Good, smile, very good. The two of you should smile happily. Come closer, please. Smile at each other, okay?
Daddy, Mommy, you're all married. Why are you still so shy?
A kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss.
Astro, Anne, don't mess around.
And I have something to tell you.
What's wrong?
Daddy, squat down. I also have something to tell you.
What's wrong? Astro, I have something to say to your mommy. Take Anne to buy an ice cream.
Okay, Daddy and Mommy are going to have Lover's World.
Okay, Anne and Astro will not be the third wheel.
Let me introduce myself officially. Sean Hunt. Rent a car and have no car. Monthly income of 5,000 yuan.
Helen Jean. I have no house and no car. Monthly income of 8,000 yuan. A little taller than your... And then what about your salary in the future? Except for your personal expenses. The rest of your salary should be handed over to me.
I can't believe she even wants such a small sum of money. She is really greedy.
Don't worry. I'm the best at buying daily special. Let's try to save up more money in the future.
All right, later I'll send you the address of the house.
Then Anne and I will go home and pack our luggage first.
Prepare a small house. For me at once, I want the most ordinary furniture.
Why is there no trace of life in your house?
I was too busy with work before. Just back to home and have a sleep. I haven't even cooked.
From now on, you have me. No matter how late you go home, I can guarantee you a hot meal, then let me cook for our family. Congratulations to us for becoming a family.
Okay, my mommy's cooking is delicious.
How could she cook better than my chef?
You have a chef at home.
Yes, not only a chef, but also housekeepers, servants, and gardeners.
Well, didn't I tell you before? He loved to read novels about domineering presidents since he was a child. He fancies himself a domineering president. About servants, housekeepers, it's all nonsense when they play house.
Of course I know it's not true. In terms of the size of your house. There's no need to have any housekeepers or servants.
That is the truth.
All right, Mr. Astro. I'm going to go to the kitchen and work magic. Kids are not allowed to come in.
Let's go.
And does Mommy really know magic?
Have you seen your mommy's magic before?
I've never seen my Mommy before. Daddy is a fool, except for making money. He couldn't do anything else.
I haven't seen my daddy either, my mommy said. She didn't know who my daddy was either.
She doesn't even know. Who is the child's father? I can't believe how messy her previous private life is. Mr. Lin, try your best to investigate Helen Jean.
Daddy, why are you so senseless? Mommy is cooking in the kitchen. Are you just waiting to eat?
Those who doesn't know would think that. She's your biological mother. I'm your stepfather. Is there anything I can do for you?
Nothing. Just wait for me outside.
Let me find something to do. That kid can't stand me doing nothing?
Then help me cut these things up. Okay? You need to put your hand up this way. You wouldn't cut your hand.
Up. Like this.
Like this, and then cut it this way. You won't cut your hand, right? Then you can stay here and cut.
Okay.
Be
careful. Thanks. Sean Hunt, what are you thinking about? That woman with a red mole on her arm, only she can be your wife.
Come on, have a taste of Mommy's cooking.
Mommy's cooking is so delicious.
Astro, I didn't lie, did I? Mommy really knows magic.
It seems that she is not so materialistic.
Mr. Hunt, this is the information you told me to find.
Flash news, live report. The woman of the city was abandoned. A child was about to be born on the street, but the identity of the child's father was unknown.
The woman was abandoned. A child was born on the street. The identity of the child's father was unknown. Sure enough, she is a woman with a messy private life.
Mr. Hunt.
I think it's necessary to tell you, although the reason for getting married is not pure enough. According to the law, you're my wife now. I hope that in the duration of our marriage you can take yourself in your place.
Lady, you are so lucky. Not only are they fraternal twins, but they both have crescent marks on their arms.
Wendy.
You're awake, Helen? Why do I remember?
The nurse said they were twins.
You must have taken too much anesthetic. Just a girl. Look, isn't the birthmark still there?
There really is a birthmark. I could be wrong. That year, I was pregnant out of wedlock. I gave birth to a fraternal twins. When I woke up, Wendy's husband said, there was only one girl. Could it be that he knows my past? Mr. Hunt, I'll remember what you said. I have something to deal with. I'm going out for a while.
You even go out at midnight. The woman really have a colorful nightlife, huh? Hello.
Mr. Lee, I have prepared a private room at the Crane Clubhouse. I wonder if you can do me the favor?
Right.
Okay, Mr. Hunt. I am waiting for you.
Who doesn't have a nightlife?
Helen, I know that you need to take care of your child during the daytime. In the evening, you need to work hard to earn money. Today, there is a big shot in this private room. They are big tippers. You can take charge of it. Thank you, boss.
The richest man in Minneapolis, the president of Hunt Group, is coming.
It turns out that the big shot said by the boss is the richest man, Mr. Hunt. Your dinner is ready.
Stop there. Come and have a drink with us.
Sorry, mister, I can't drink.
If you don't drink, just wait for my complaint.
Sorry? I can only drink this cup.
Hey, do you want to leave now?
Come here, sit on my lap and drink with me.
Isn't it inconvenient? I'm already married.
It's better to get married. Only when you're married can you understand romance better. The one you married with must be poor. Otherwise, how could he bear to show your face in public? You, how dare you hit me? Do you know who are you talking with? I'm going to cooperate with Hunt Group. I can make you and your poor husband couldn't stay in Minneapolis any longer in a few minutes.
It doesn't matter if she loses her job, but she can't implicate Sean Hunt. Sorry, Mr. Wang, you can file a complaint against me. But please don't get my family into trouble.
Hold her back. Such a ragtag like you making 4,001 a month, how dare you hit me? Today I am going to teach you a lesson. Who? Do you want to die? Mr. Hunt.
How dare you bully my wife?
You're Mr. Hunt, the richest man in Minneapolis.
It is impossible, I'm not. Mr. Hunt, I'll tell Mr. Hunt everything that happened today. None of the people who bullies my wife could escape you guys from now on. Don't even think about staying in Minneapolis.
What's going on, Sean Hunt?
Don't worry about it, I'll handle it.
Mr. Chen, call an ambulance for me right now. If it weren't for you, I won't offend the Hunt Group either, right?
It was you who sent me back?
Oh, you're drunk, so... How could I have such feeling on this woman? Hey, woman, you want?
It's you. What's the name? Versace?
I wonder which ex-boyfriend this woman mistook me for. Versace. What an old-fashioned name it is. I don't care if you roll down again, let your Versace catch you.
Astro, will we be found?
Anne, hide behind me. Let's go check on the situation. So, Daddy and Mommy are here.
Astro, where is Daddy and Mommy's baby?
It must be in Mommy's belly. Anne, come here, I can hear the baby's voice.
Astro, listen. There is also a baby in Daddy's belly.
Impossible. Why do I remember that the book says it's Mommy who gives birth to her baby?
Astro Hunt. Anne, I'm sorry I scared you, but I intended to scare Astro. I'm not yelling at you.
Sean Hunt, why do you sleep in my room?
Warning! Warning! Daddy and Mommy begin to settle accounts with each other afterwards.
I slept on the ground yesterday. It was yourself who got into my bed.
So hot. Finally, it's cool. What happened last night? I can't even remember. I'm going to change my clothes. Anne, do you have a good time at school today? Anne, what's wrong with you?
Today, I told my classmates I had Daddy, but they all said that I was bragging.
Did your classmate bully you?
Mommy, can I let Daddy attend my parents' meeting? I want to prove that I'm not bragging.
Well, I think your daddy will definitely agree.
Yeah! Is that Astro?
Human trafficker, let go of my child.
Here's a human trafficker. Me? No, maybe you.
Come here, Astro. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Are you sick?
Guards, come here quickly. I have caught a human trafficker.
It is the woman who got married to the president in a flash. Ah, it's a misunderstanding.
Astro, Anne, stand here and don't move. I will protect you.
Bro, it is really the father of the child who asked me to pick up him. When the child's father shows up, you will know you have wronged me.
All right, stop arguing. I have contacted with the child's father.
Astro, are you all right? No more walking with strangers easily, do you hear me?
Mr. Astro, why don't you speak up for me?
Daddy has warned me. I can't tell the true situation of my family. I will never say Uncle Lin's identity.
Shut up. You are still dishonest. How dare you threaten my child?
What happened?
My president, you're finally here?
He called you. President.
Mr. Lin, Mr. Hunt is busy today, so he calls me over.
Oh, Mr. Hunt is busy. Well, you can do it too, after all. This child is yours?
Is this the secretary you mentioned yesterday?
Right. Mr. Hunt is having a meeting today, so I have to work overtime too. Therefore, Mr. Hunt asked Mr. Lin to help me pick up the child.
Well?
I'm so sorry. I failed to recognize you. Don't blame my husband. I didn't do it on purpose, well? Mr. Lin, does your face still hurt?
Should I feel painful?
It doesn't matter. You're so weak. It definitely doesn't hurt. Am I right, Mr. Lin?
Right, it doesn't hurt. Quickly.
Mr. Lin, Mr. Hunt has something to discuss with you.
Okay, I'll be off then.
Sorry, I've caused you trouble.
That's all right. You're also worried about the child, aren't you?
Did I accidentally hurt you? Let me have a look. How could he have? The same crescent birthmark like Anne. This birthmark.
Lady, it's a boy. There is a crescent birthmark on his arm.
That's the girl. Look, isn't the birthmark still there?
Who is the mother of Astro?
Of course his mother and I gave birth to Astro. Who else could it be? Why do you ask this?
Where is his mother?
There are some reasons that separate us.
What are you doing, Helen Jean? Astro has his own mother. Why do you feel that he's your child? I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that question.
That's all right. I have something to talk with Mr. Lin.
Mr. Hunt?
Today, you can get off work early. Go back and apply cold water on it. I'll tell the finance department about giving you an extra 100,000 yuan bonus this month. 100,000 yuan bonus.
One slap deserves 100,000 yuan. Had I known earlier, just now I would let Mrs. Hunt hit me a few more times.
Oh, by the way, help me apply an admission to Maple International Kindergarten.
No problem. Leave the problem to me.
Remember to prepare the information of Anne. I applied the Maple International Kindergarten on her behalf.
Why did you suddenly change the kindergarten for Anne?
I plan that when you pick up Anne, at the same time you can pick up Astro, they can give each other company.
Well, then in the future, I take charge of picking Astro and Anne. Don't bother the secretary of Mr. Hunt.
Thank you for your hard work.
This kindergarten seems to be the most expensive kindergarten in Minneapolis. The admission requirements are strictly reviewed. How can you make it?
Mr. Hunt knows that I am married, and you even brings a child. He just did me a favor.
Mr. Hunt is really great.
If not, I wouldn't be his chauffeur for so many years.
Then we find an opportunity to thank him.
There is no need. No need. Mr. Hunt is so busy. Let's not disturb him.
Yeah, you're right. In short, thank you.
No need. Aren't we a family?
Daddy, I love you!
Daughter is indeed the sweetheart of the parents.
Daddy, you can try your best. Let Mommy give birth to a daughter for you.
What nonsense are you talking about?
Hello, I'm the mother of Anne-Jean. I am here to take the kid, do school procedure.
The mother of Anne-Jean, right? Hello, she is so cute.
Hello, Miss Wang.
Hello?
Chen Tao, take Anne to have a look at. The environment of the kindergarten.
Yes, Miss Wang.
Why did the principal give me a student from poor?
Wasn't it said to be an acceptive admission? I thought she had a strong background. You're so unlucky.
Miss Wang, is there something wrong with the information?
I'm a straightforward person, don't mind.
Miss Wang just speaking.
As a family like yours, you'd better drop out of school as soon as possible. It is not the circle you can integrate with. Just stop. Don't blame me if your child can't get used to it.
What can the child not adapt to?
According to my words. Why don't you get it? Like begets like. The poor's child belongs to the lower kindergarten.
As a teacher, how can you say that? Do you still have any teacher morality?
Teacher morality is prepared for the parents, with status. As for you, I don't need this kind of thing. Miss Wang, who provoked you? Why are you so unhappy? Helen Jean. Could it be you? You're here to apply for the job of cleaning or cooking in the kitchen?
I'm sorry, I'm here to take my child to do school procedure.
Are you kidding me? What level is your child at? She doesn't deserve to be in the same kindergarten with mine. Miss Wang, is she really here to school procedure? Yes, Mrs. Chen. Do you know her? Everyone has some poor old classmates. Helen Jean, do you work for the rich as a maid to get this chance? Well, or does your husband work for the rich as a chauffeur to get this chance? Your husband is really a chauffeur? I am just wondering, how could people like you have the chance to study in such a kindergarten?
Anne, our kindergarten's environment is not bad, right?
Thank you, Chen Tao.
I warn you, in front of the children, I don't want to argue with you. If you do this again, I won't be polite to you. Anne. Just go to class.
Come here, honey. I tell you, that woman and girl are both poor people. Don't play with the girl in the future.
Mommy, why didn't you tell me earlier? I won't play with the poor in the future.
Miss Wang, the students in our kindergarten are either rich or noble. She blends in with the swans.
Do the students in the noble kindergarten all like this? I don't know. If Anne could get used to it. Hello. Really? Agate Company, I'm going for an interview. All right, I'll be right there.
Wow, Anne, you're amazing. She gets full marks as soon as she transferred to the new school. Thank you for your compliment.
She must have cheated.
I haven't.
Then how do you explain that you can get a perfect score? You are just a wild child without father.
I have a father.
You're lying. Don't be fooled by her, my mommy says that. Her mother's private life is a mess. Anne Jean is born on the street. Without father? Right, how do you think such a wild child without father can do better than us? It is impossible for her to get a higher score than ours.
But Anne looks very well behaved. She doesn't look like a cheating child. Did you really cheat, Anne?
My mommy says those who lie are all bad kids. Anne Jean must be a bad child.
I really have, Daddy. I am not a bad girl.
You are a wild child. Get out of the kindergarten now. You even tell lies and cheat. I want to tear your test paper. Stop pretending to be pitiful. You're not allowed to blow the whistle, otherwise you will be finished.
Who dares to bully my sister?
Astro!
Who are you?
He's from the next class. He doesn't have mommy.
You and Anne Jean, a motherless child, two wild children, get together.
How dare you bully my sister? I'll give you a lesson. Look.
Just you give me a lesson.
Astro, if we can't beat them, what should we do?
Don't worry, I have an idea. Look.
What's that? Hey, what are you doing? What are you trying to do now? Wipe it off quickly.
Apologize to Anne. I'll wipe it off for you.
Sorry, Anne Jean. You're all finished. I'll ask my mommy to beat your asses, then I'll let you crawl out of the kindergarten.
What's wrong? Your class is the loudest in the entire kindergarten?
Don't be afraid, Anne. Teacher is coming. We won't get into trouble. It must be his bad luck.
But that teacher seems to dislike me.
Who did it? Look, what have you done?
Miss, he bullies Anne. I helped my sister teach him a lesson.
Who are you? You have no right to speak. What the hell is going on?
Miss Wang Chen Tao exposed Anne Jean cheating, then Anne Jean got angry. This child came to our class to fight.
Just you wait. I'll call your parents over.
Just wait and see. Wait a minute, you're all finished?
Stop talking. If you keep talking, your head will be more like a pig's.
Don't resist meaninglessly.
Astro, are we really going to be kicked out?
Anne Jean, even your mother doesn't want you anymore. Such a big deal happened. She didn't even answer the phone.
Nonsense. It is impossible for Mommy to abandon us.
Don't bother, I'm going to call my daddy, let him deal with you.
It's dirty.
It doesn't matter. Are the problems on construction we talked about last time solved?
Yes, please go over to check it. If there's no problem, you can sign and seal. Someone called Mr. Hunt.
Who is there?
Are you Astro's father? Astro hit another kid. Come over quickly.
This bratty boy. I'm going to Astro's kindergarten. Check it yourself. After that, send me the photo.
Alas, Mr. Hunt, will you change your clothes before you go?
No, I have to hurry.
Mr. Hunt, let me drive you there. No need.
Tommy.
Mom.
Tommy, let me have a look at you. And Jean, how dare you bully my son with kid from another class?
I didn't hit him. He tore up my test paper.
Where's your mother? Let her come over immediately. I'm not done with your mother unless this is solved. Mrs. Chen, Anne's mother is out of touch. What? Tell me? Has your mother seduced some guy again and abandoned you?
Don't talk about my mommy like that.
Hey, you brat!
What are you doing?
Miss Wang, what's going on? How come such a scruffy man appears here? If this continues, I won't donate money anymore. Are you a construction worker? How did you sneak in? Get out of here right now.
I'm Anne and Astro's father. Anne, come here. Tell me what happened.
Sir, your daughter cheated in the exam. She even asked this boy to beat Chen Tao, her classmate.
Did I ask you? Tell me, Anok.
Anne scored 100 points, but that boy insisted that she cheated. He said we were illegitimate kids. He also smeared Mommy.
Anne cheated. She not only cheated, but also bullied me.
She is an illegitimate child. Don't think. Your parent can back you up. I advise the three of you to get down on your knees and apologize, or I'll expel you right away.
Kneeling and apologizing? Expelling my kids?
So you're Helen's husband. See how poorly you dress? I'm afraid your wife has already cuckolded you.
Miss Wang, this parent talks about men and affairs all the time. Aren't you afraid that her improper speech will deviate the innocent children?
Don't change the topic. How can the money that you two have earned be enough for the children's schooling? Your wife must be seeing other men, maybe.
I never hit a woman unless she deserves it.
Daddy, you did a good job.
Daddy, you are so cool.
How dare you hit me, my husband is an executive of Hunt Group.
What a coincidence, I happen to work there as well.
I advise you to get down on your knees and apologize, otherwise your children will be kicked out of school.
Who is bullying my wife and son?
Darling, you're finally here. If you come a second later, Tommy and I will scarcely have any breath left. Look at my face. And Tommy's?
Bullying my wife and son. I think you're courting death.
How dare you hit my husband? Darling, fire him. He is a chauffeur of Hunt Group.
Did you say? He works in Hunt Group as well?
Right, he is a nobody. His wife, a classmate of mine, is an infamous woman. She gave birth to her children on the street.
Birds of a feather flock together. And Jean, though your grades are high, what is the use of it? Your parents are poor workers. What they can do is to kneel down and apologize.
I think I should be the one saying that. Get down on your knees and apologize to my kids now, otherwise you'll regret it.
I'd like to see. What can you do?
Come to Maple International Kindergarten.
Yesterday, St. Paul, secretary, AT&T. Do you think we will be daunted by the word secretary? You're just a destitute employee.
I don't even have a secretary. Stop putting on airs.
Who's causing trouble? What's going on?
A few children fought. I called their parents over. I'll solve it right now. Fighting? Obviously, these two kids bullied my son.
Don't worry, madam. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Mr. Director, last time it was this parent that donated money to our kindergarten.
Rest assured, I'll handle it fairly. Believe me, little boy. Tell me, what happened just now?
Anne cheated in the exam. I found it out. She asked another kid to hit me.
Did you hear that? Your daughter cheated in the exam. She also made a fight happen. It's against the school rules.
Don't be afraid, Anne. I'm here and... Is this... what you mean fair?
Are you questioning me?
As far as I know, there are surveillance cameras in the kindergarten. Just check the cameras and you'll know the truth.
Don't talk nonsense with them, Mr. Director. Don't let them taint the kindergarten with poverty. Get them out of here.
Security!
Try if you dare.
What brings you here? I'm dealing with 2 students who severely violated the rules.
Mr. Hunt.
Mr. Principal, don't be fooled by them. They are ill-bred people. The little girl even stole this lady's phone, Mr. Principal.
Mr. Director told the truth.
Shut up, I checked the surveillance footage.
Are you the principal? Do you know who we are?
For me, all of you are just children's parents.
Put away your righteous look, honey. Tell him who you are.
I am an executive of Hunt Group. Hunt Group is the major shareholder of this kindergarten. Even if you are the principal, you have to show reverence for me.
Yes, if you don't listen to my dad, he will drive all of you away.
How dare you say that? How dare you represent the Hunt Group?
How dare you hit my husband? Are you insane?
This is Mr. Hunt's secretary.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
Astro, take your sister out. Don't be afraid, Anne. Follow your brother, Weiss.
Okay.
Go ahead. I don't want a child from such a family to stay in the same kindergarten with my children.
Yes, Mr. Hunt.
Who right do you have to bereave my son's right to education? On what ground can you treat my son like this?
Shut up.
Because I'm richer than you, the same logic as yours.
Mr. Hunt, I shouldn't have listened to their nonsense. Please forgive me.
Mr. Director, you can't blame me. You didn't try to check the surveillance video.
Are they your subordinates? You know how to deal with it?
Sorry, Mr. Hunt, it's all my fault. I was so negligent that the 2 scums still work here.
Mr. Principal, please, don't fire me. I have to pay my credit card bill every month. I can't lose my job.
Mr. Hunt, please forgive me.
You 2 have ruined the school's ethics. You're fired. Security, drive them away.
I'll leave the follow-up work to you.
Yes.
Mr. Lim, call the ambulance.
Miss Jean, congratulations. You are expected to join Agate Company tomorrow.
Really? Thank you so much.
You're very excellent. We're looking forward to working with you.
Excuse me, I have a call. Hello? What? Anne and Astro fainted? Where are Anne and Astro? What's the diagnosis? The doctor hasn't come out yet. Doctor, how are my children?
Don't worry, they are fine.
Then why did they suddenly faint?
The boy might have this sudden shock due to external forces. As for the girl...
What's wrong with my daughter?
Don't be nervous. The girl did not have any external injuries. I don't know why she fainted yet. I think perhaps someone related to her by blood is injured. Blood relationship worked in her, so she fainted.
Blood relationship? What a coincidence. Could it be that the 2 kids are brother and sister? Was Helen that woman? How old is Anne?
5 years old. Why did you suddenly ask that?
She's of the same age as Astro. What's your blood type?
Blood type? I never knew my own blood type. Forget it. I'll just make up one. I think I type O.
I'm also O. Parents that are both type O can't have kids of type A blood. She can't be Astro's biological mother.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing. I'm just asking casually.
Thank you for what happened today. If it weren't for you, I really don't know what would happen to Anne.
Thanks to Astro, he helped Anne in the first place. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have arrived there in time.
I feel grateful to have families like you.
Let's go in and take a look at the kids.
Oh, I am not O-type, but A-type. Hold on. Forget it, he said. It was just a casual question. It will be strange to explain it on purpose. You and the kids haven't eaten yet, have you? I'll go home and cook something.
There is no need. Let's order takeout.
Takeout is expensive and unhealthy. I'll be back soon. They haven't had dinner yet.
No, they had nutritious meals. They have fallen asleep. The doctor said that they could be discharged next week.
So I came here for nothing.
That's not true.
What?
I haven't eaten yet, though.
Have a look. Here you are. No one will snatch meat with you this time. Enjoy it.
It's delicious. What is this?
I'm going to start working tomorrow. I feel a little nervous. So I'll study for a longer while after all. A slow sparrow should make an early start.
Let me take a look.
I don't know you're an expert.
Are these written by you?
That's right. Are they not bad?
Well written. But here your analysis of the market and the price strategy are not satisfactory. You should attach the price data of the previous years directly.
That makes sense, thank you. Aren't you a chauffeur?
I am a chauffeur, that's true.
Then why do you excel in this? Your comment is so professional.
By the way, didn't you ask me today why my analysis is so professional? Because Mr. Hunt sets very strict requirements for his subordinates, so after I work for him for a long time, I have learned a little about planning.
I didn't expect that. Now there are such demanding standards for chauffeurs.
You read the materials by notebooks and your mobile phone? The letters are so small you'll have a poor eyesight.
Then what should I use?
Don't you have a laptop?
That's too expensive. I'll buy one after I save some money.
I gave you 570,000 yuan. Have you spent it all?
570,000 yuan. Ah, I gave it to my sister. My brother-in-law owed some money. If I didn't give them the money, they would have no place to live.
Your sister is such a burden to you. Why don't you cut off your relationship with her?
Don't say that about my sister. My sister and I have been each other's only reliance for all these years. If it weren't for her, I would have frozen to death a long time ago.
Then?
Let's stop talking about it. Don't worry about me. Meeting you and Astro is the best thing for me.
Well, all right.
I forget to tell you.
Tell me what?
Thank you. I'm lucky to have met you two.
You're welcome. Oh, by the way, rest assured, to handle your work tomorrow, I'll take the kids out of the hospital.
All right. Then I'll go to sleep first. Well, good night. I'm done for. I'm going to be late.
Follow her. If she is late, ask the personnel department not to count employees' attendance anymore.
Mr. Hunt, have you fallen in love with that woman?
Call her Mrs.
Yes. By the way, Mr. Hunt, would you like to take a look at your grandmother? She has set a stall right in front of Agate Company.
Agate Company?
Yes, the company that Mrs. is going to join today. A subsidiary company of Hunt Group.
What is Grandma trying to do? Head for Agate Company.
Miss, you're in luck. Your wish will be fulfilled. Your career will be smooth. However...
What's wrong?
Oh, well, there's something going amiss. You will not marry into a wealthy family.
Old woman, that can't be true.
I've told the fortune of 101 girls. None of them fit my grandson. Is my grandson going to be single all his life?
Grandma.
Sean, come, sit here.
It turns out you're here.
I'm looking for a wife for you.
Oops, Grandma, please go home. I don't need you to look for a wife for me anymore.
Hey, you brat. Are you married?
If Grandma knows that I am married, she will insist on seeing Helen if they meet. My identity will be exposed. It is not the right time yet. I will hide it from Grandma for the moment. How's it possible that I will ever get married without telling you? Men should focus on their careers. I'm not in the mood to get married now.
All right. Then don't stay in front of my stall. Get back to your work.
Grandma? You're outside alone? I'm worried about you.
No way. Even if you don't need a wife, my dear grandson still needs a mother who cares for him.
Mr. Hunt, there's an emergent meeting in the headquarters.
Grandma, I have to go to work. If you get tired, just go back home. Come here.
Take a look here. Free fortune telling about marriage. Never say a word of lie, girls only.
Mr. Hunt, you seem still worried about old Mrs. Hunt.
Call the property manager.
Got it.
The old lady from the tarot stall is my grandma. I don't want her to suffer any grievance.
Yes, Mr. Hunt? What? Someone complained. I'll take care of it right away. You help me stabilize him first. Liu, you must pay close attention to the tarot stall downstairs.
Why doesn't Dad just arrange me to work in Hunt Group? Why did he insist on my working in a subsidiary company? When can I bump into Mr. Hunt here? Hey, tell my fortune.
Miss, here. Write your birth dates on this paper.
What do you say?
Miss, all you need to do is treat people with sincerity, then you'll have a perfect marriage, but your luck is not that good. I'm afraid you can't marry into a wealthy family.
What? Then what can I do to change my fate?
I'm afraid that won't do. Each has her own fate. Your marriage will be perfect. Why must you marry into a wealthy family?
You must change my fate. I'm bound to marry into a wealthy family.
I can't do that.
You old cow, lie in broad daylight?
Miss, how can you hit me?
Not only will I hit you, I'm also going to smash your stall.
Fortunately, I'm not late. Stop. Madam, are you hurt?
I'm fine. One could tell that this girl is blessed at first glance, moreover. She is kind and caring. If she becomes my granddaughter-in-law, that will be even better.
Are you Kent's sister-in-law? My luck is so bad today that I encounter the two of you.
Do we know each other?
You don't know me, but my whole family knows you. Your brother-in-law knelt in front of my mother to borrow 500,000 yen, but my mom refused. Guess what happened? He shows your photo to everyone he meets so as to marry you to someone and get money from it.
You're a relative of Kent? No wonder you're as immoral as him.
I was wondering why Kent didn't try to borrow money from my mom the past few days. Could it be that you married that aged butcher? Don't think of extorting my money with this old woman, you stinking rats in the sewer. Had better hide in your place. Your appearance will demean this city.
I don't care about your insults, but you must apologize to this old lady. You must apologize.
What are you guys doing here?
Security. You come just in time. This woman smashed the old lady's stall.
Obviously, this damned old woman is swindling around. I did nothing wrong.
Oh, Miss Allen, I'm very sorry. I'll get rid of them right away.
What right do you have to drive us away?
If I tell you to get lost, get lost.
You're not allowed to hit this girl. Ah.
Don't push her, madam. Are you hurt? How could you do this? Is there any law?
Law? Poor people like you are not protected by the law?
Someone will back me up. How dare you bully me?
Who'll back you up? The Grim Reaper? You're really out of your mind. Let me teach you a lesson.
Stop. What are you doing? Why did you smash her stall?
Manager, this is Mr. Allen's daughter.
Ignorant fool, you're fired. Get lost. Old Mrs. Hunt, Mr. Hunt said.
Old Mrs. Hunt? Is from the same hometown as me. Ha 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 ha. Don't tell anyone who I am. If you scare away my granddaughter-in-law, I'm not done with you.
Yes.
I knew it. How can this shabby old woman be old Mrs. Hunt? Manager, my father is the director of the headquarters. Aren't you afraid that I'll complain to my dad and ask him to dismiss you?
The headquarters have no right to fire employees in the branch company.
Now, I work at Agate Company. I'll report you to the company that you helped outsiders instead of me.
You? Working at Agate Company? Why, are you scared? Let me take a look at your employee's card.
Look carefully. As a watchdog, you should bear your master's look in mind. After you're done, drive these two bitches out of here immediately. Old cow, what are you looking so smug about? You'll regret it.
Shut your foul mouth. Don't talk to this old lady like that.
Is Linda Allen your name? I've already canceled your right to use all elevators. Your workplace is on the 38th floor. Welcome to Agate Company.
What?
Linda Allen, I'm so sorry. It seems you're going to regret it before me.
Well done, young man.
Just you wait.
I'll arrange for someone to repair the tarot stall for you. Are you okay with that?
Haha, no need. I'm not doing fortune-telling anymore. Go back to your work.
Yes.
Madam, I have to go to work. Otherwise, I'll be late.
Hold on. Miss, what's your birth date?
June 13th.
Great. Can't be more perfect. Miss, can you be my granddaughter-in-law?
Madam, I'm married.
Well, I heard it. See? How hard your life is if you become my granddaughter-in-law. I'll treat you very well, thanks, but no.
My husband is very good. My grandson is.
Handsome, well-educated, and of fine manner. He is definitely better than your husband. Aren't you short of money? If you become my granddaughter-in-law, I'll give you 10 million yuan as a betrothal gift. What do you think?
Madam, my husband also gave me money, moreover. He is good to me.
I understand your concerns.
Well, it's good that you understand it.
I can add another 10 million yuan.
Madam, this isn't a matter of money. I'm going to be late. I have to work.
Ah, all right. Go to work first. Hey, here is my phone. Tap your number. I'll treat you to a meal another day. Okay.
All right. Then I'll go to work first.
I'll ask the housekeeper to find out who the girl's husband is. I'll give him 10 million yen and ask him to divorce the girl. Sean, I've found a right girl for you.
What? You found a girl for me? Oh, stop that. Just go home. Grandma is overenthusiastic. By the way, have you arranged everything about Helen's work?
Hello, is there the director of Agate Company's plan department? Today Mr. Hunt's wife will start working in your company. Remember to keep a low profile. Don't let others know it.
Wow. Director, is this you?
Today Mr. Hunt's wife will start working in your company. Remember to keep a low profile. Don't let others know it.
What? Mr.
Hunt's wife is working here?
Director, have you browsed Mrs. Hunt's resume? I really want to know how beautiful she is to marry Mr. Hunt so luckily.
She must come from a good family. I wonder which university she went to.
I don't know who is Mrs. Hunt either, but there's a new employee who only received high school education. That's definitely not Mrs. Hunt.
Hello, I'm the new employee. Is here the plan department of Agate Company?
She can't be Mrs. Hunt, can she? She looks so ordinary.
Look at her poor taste in clothes. Obviously lack of money.
Are you Helen Jean?
Yes, I am.
Ignorant fool. Get over here right now. Mrs. Hunt will be over at any moment.
Oh, I see. At the interview, they thought I'm excellent. Why do they despise my educational background now? Forget it. I'd better not think about it and do as the leader says.
I'm so pissed off these two bitches. I climbed all the way to the 38th floor. Sooner or later, I'll pay it back.
Is that Mrs. Hunt? She dresses up exquisitely and she's so good looking.
That must be Mrs. Hunt. Let's greet Mrs. Hunt.
Welcome Mrs.
Hunt.
Mrs. Hunt?
Why is it you again?
Mrs. Hunt, do you know each other?
Mrs. Hunt? You mean me?
Mrs. Hunt, you don't have to keep a low profile. We already know that you're Mrs. Hunt.
Since they mistook me for Mrs. Hunt, I'll gladly be anyway. Sooner or later, I'll marry Mr. Hunt, so I'll wield Mrs. Hunt's power in advance. Yes, I am Mrs. Hunt. Alas, I had wanted to. Keep a low profile. I didn't expect you to recognize me.
Mrs. Hunt, no matter how low-key you are, your noble air is too evident to be missed. Please let me introduce everyone to you. I'm the director of the plan department. My surname is Sun, and this is Li Si, one of the planners. This is Wang Rui, another planner.
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Hunt.
What about her?
Mrs. Hunt, her name was Helen Jean, a planning assistant who just started working today. Mrs. Hunt, do you know each other?
I don't know this pauper, Mr. Gates. I'm a bit tired from standing.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take you to your desk right now.
By the way, today, I don't want to see her again.
Get it. You are punished to stand here today, madam. This way, please.
You. Take it. Today, take these flyers and hand out all of them. On your first day, you offended Helen. I advise you, get out of here as soon as possible.
Hello, sir. Please take a look at our flyers. Look at ours. This won't disturb you. And there's a free trial that you can try. You can try it?
Your feet?
Do you mean this injury? I'm not used to wearing high heels. I took off my shoes and came back.
Then don't wear high heels anymore. Just be comfortable. Agate Company.
Such a big company. Cares a lot about appearance. How can you not wear high heels? I'm at work. I won't talk to you anymore. I'll prepare tomorrow's meal.
Mr. Lin, notify everyone starting tomorrow employees are not allowed to wear high heels to work.
Sean, we really don't have to. Wear high heels to work. You must have a magic mouth.
Of course, I've told you. Companies owned by Mr. Hunt aren't that strict. Mr. Hunt always says, be comfortable.
Well, Mr. Hunt is so nice. He's basically the leader against appearance anxiety. Mr. Hunt is such a nice person. But on my first day, I offended Madam.
What are you waiting for? Deal with it.
It's okay, I haven't finished cooking. What are you doing?
Sit properly and take care of your wound before cooking.
Actually, you don't need to handle it, especially for me. I once fell down the stairs and the next day I still went to work.
It used to be in the past. Right now they were a family. You worried me too much. And Astro will all worry about you. By the way, how was your first day at work?
Today, I won't talk about being targeted by Helen if Sean has a falling out with President Lee because of this.
Today then?
Today is the first day I joined the company. I went outside for a marketing campaign.
Isn't that a first-line sales job, right?
As a planner, do you still need to understand the crowd's consumer psychology? I wanted to go myself.
Then, if there's anything you don't understand, you can ask me directly.
I'm fine with it. I'm tough. Don't worry about me.
You're getting a planner's high salary to do basic sales work. Mr. Hunt suffered a great loss.
Have you always been so caring?
Not really. Since I had Astro, I started to learn. Okay.
Daddy and Mommy, you can continue. Just pretend we're not here.
What should I do? It's my fault for wanting ice cream. I interrupted Mom and Dad's kiss.
Don't cry, sister. I'll get you another ice cream, okay?
I don't want ice cream. I want Dad and Mom to kiss. I want little brother and sister.
Don't cry, Anne.
We can't be the third wheel, or there won't be a little brother, or little girl. I want to be the big brother.
I'm just trying to comfort Anne. Smells good. What is it?
Would you like to add some peanut sauce?
No, I'm allergic.
Just like Anne, she was also allergic to peanut sauce.
Astro is also allergic? What's going on?
Tell me, peanut sauce allergy is serious? Really? How come all three of you are allergic to peanut sauce?
What a coincidence. This kind of allergy is usually hereditary, and... What a coincidence. Could she be that woman? Look at me. Don't you think I look like someone you've seen before? Remember that.
Maybe I saw you on TV before, that Forbes list. Could it be you?
It is impossible. You got it wrong.
Didn't you insist on asking? Or, who do you think you look like? Don't you think...
I look like Daniel Wu.
You're dreaming.
By the way, that woman has a red mole. I'll check her arm. Wouldn't that be easy?
Hey, what are you doing? Even though we're married, you shouldn't do that. Sean Hunt.
How could she be, that woman? Madam, you should rest early. I'll visit when I have time.
Hey kid, listen to me. Tomorrow at noon, come to Minneapolis Shopping Center. Grandma wants to have lunch with you.
Tomorrow at noon, why didn't you tell me earlier?
I don't care. Anyway, tomorrow, if I don't see you, I'll go back to my stall.
Okay.
Hello, young lady. Are you resting? I'm the fortune teller from that day. I want to invite you to lunch at Minneapolis Shopping Center tomorrow.
Okay, I'll definitely go. Rest early.
Not working today, but you're up so early.
I have a lunch date, so I need to leave early.
Perfect. I'm also going out for lunch today.
Well, I'm off.
Not saying who you're having lunch with?
I'm here. Where are you? Madam, you are here so early. Sorry to keep you waiting so long.
Not long at all. I've waited for this day for over 10 years. Not long at all. I've waited for this day for over 10 years. Come sit.
Madam, what do you mean by this?
Oh, come and see the gift I brought you.
This is for me?
Yeah, put it on. Let me see.
I can't accept this. It's too valuable.
It's not.
$50. Senior Hunt, where did you find this? I'll go buy 2 someday.
If you like, come to my house and take as many as you want. Put it on. Helen Hand is really lucky. It's getting late. Let's go eat.
Senior Hunt, this restaurant looks very expensive. Shall we choose another one?
Rest assured, I am rich.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, what an expensive bracelet.
This is not expensive, 50 Wen.
This is worth 500,000 yuan. This way, please. I'll take you to the private room.
Grandma said that it is worth 500,000 Wen.
Yeah, if you marry my grandson, there will be more where that came from.
Grandma, this is too valuable. I can't accept it, and I understand what you mean. But no matter how good your grandson is, I won't marry him. My husband treats me very well.
Why is Grandma sitting in the main hall?
Sean, my grandson is here.
Sean. Grandma, your grandson is him. Hubby, didn't you say your family is very poor?
My family is poor. Why would I lie to you?
Then why did Grandma give me a bracelet worth 200,000 yuan?
This bracelet was a gift. From Mr. Hunt to employees' families. Grandma's birthday was celebrated with this gift from Mr. Hunt. Grandma specially gave it to you. It's very valuable.
Madam, it was a gift from Mr. Hunt. I can't accept it either.
What are you saying, kid? I don't understand. Who is Mr. Hunt? What's birthday? Aren't you Mr. Hunt?
You're Mr. Hunt?
My grandma is old. Sometimes she gets senile. Don't mind her?
What are you saying, kid?
Ladies and gentlemen, please come in.
Let's go in quickly.
Stinky brat. You found such a good girlfriend. And why did not you bring her back? Oh, by the way, where do you usually live? We have some villas at home. Why not come back?
Grandma, don't scare her. We clearly have a small rural house. How is it a villa?
What small house?
Grandma, I live now in the house of Sean Hunt. At the garden community.
That's an apartment building? Hey, you brat. How can you let your girlfriend live in such a shabby place? She must be suffering.
It's fine. I'm not suffering, Grandma.
My grandma lived in the countryside and is used to small houses, she thinks. The city apartments aren't good, don't mind her.
Madam, don't worry. Even though this place is not as spacious as yours, it's convenient for transportation, and it has an elevator.
Oh, old man, I've only been out for a while, and you're already urging me to come home. Let me tell you something. The girl I have in mind is interested in our grandson. What a coincidence. Ah, what did you say? Let them come home for dinner today. All right. How come you have the same idea as me? Ha 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 ha.
You don't look good. Are you feeling unwell?
No, I'm fine.
Did you hear? Grandpa of this rascal wants to see you.
Okay, no.
Helen is the best. Listen to her, you rascal. Go prepare quickly.
I need to talk to Grandma. There are some things to discuss. Just step out for a moment.
Stop, you rascal. What are you up to now?
Madam, I haven't told her about my identity.
What? You thought Helen was that gold digger? Let me tell you, I didn't know before that you were her husband. I even offered her 10 million yen to divorce you, but she refused. You don't know how lucky you are?
She actually turned down 10 million for me. Madam, I was just afraid of scaring her. You offered her 10 million and she still didn't want to leave me. That means she's a good girl.
This brat actually makes some sense?
Madam, so we can't let Helen slip away. So?
Will? Follow the script you mentioned.
Ah. What script?
Didn't you say I live in a small rural house? Well, in the suburbs, we have a few spare houses. They look quite similar to that small house. So tonight we'll have dinner there.
Oh.
Don't worry, I will act perfectly and flawlessly. Helen, so I will go back and get ready then. Invite your parents. Let our families have a good talk.
Madam, I only have my sister as a relative. Would you mind?
Helen, what are you saying? I cares for you. Of course not, stinky brat. Pick up your wife, and also her sister, both of them. One piece. Get it?
Don't worry, Grandma. I get it, madam. What I told you earlier. Don't forget it.
I'm handling it. Don't worry. You all go together.
What did you tell Grandma?
Ah. Nothing important. All right, go get ready. Pick up your sister.
Is your sister downstairs? She said she's already down. She should be here soon.
Sister Anne, is this your old home?
No, Mommy said this is Aunt's home after meeting you and Daddy. Anne and Mommy finally had a home.
Anne is such a good girl. Later, I'll take you to see Grandpa and Grandma.
Sister, here we are. Come here quickly.
Aunt!
Anne, you haven't seen Auntie for so long. Did you miss me?
Well?
This is the son that was sold all those years ago. Helen's son.
Aunt Anne, do you like my birthmark?
Why is she so nervous about the birthmark?
Helen, I must say, when I saw the birthmark, I was shocked, if it weren't for the fact that I was there. When you gave birth, I would have thought, this child was yours.
Yeah, when I saw this birthmark, I was also surprised. I guess this is fate. Sean, why aren't you driving? Don't keep them waiting.
Okay.
Sean, is this what you meant by a small rural house?
Come on, come out quickly. Hurry, come out. Ha 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 ha. Stand properly. Old master. Look, Helen, how is she?
Well, she has the beauty of a goddess, madam. This is a blessing for the Levi's family. Okay, ha 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 ha.
Sean, what is the situation?
It's a custom in our hometown. Please don't mind it.
Well?
Stinky brat. Didn't Grandma perform well?
Stop acting or it'll get exposed.
Everyone, stop standing at the door. Come on in. Let's go inside.
Why aren't you continuing? I have another part.
Are you the director or am I?
Yes, what the lady says goes.
Change the plan, and cancel plan 2. Ha 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 ha.
Madam, who are these people?
Well, in Huntstown we believe in prospering together. All the villagers live together. Even though this house is big, we all live here. Ha ha.
Madam, your town is really united, unlike ours. When they found out my sister and I are each other's only reliance, they only bullied us.
Helen's sister, right?
Well,
your situation, I heard about. It's really tough, old man. Bring out our town's special products. Take it out.
All right. Ha 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 ha. Come. The local specialties of Huntstown. Ha ha ha. Look.
This is a local specialty?
Yeah, don't be fooled by its brightness, actually. They're just ordinary stones. Ha 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 ha.
Helen, why do I feel these aren't ordinary stones? They look like precious jewels. What exactly does your husband's family do?
I'm not too sure. I only know that Sean Hunt works as a driver for a boss. As for what his family does, I don't know either. Sean, tell me the truth. What exactly does your family do? Actually, as soon as I came in, I could tell the decoration here or the furnishings are all meticulously chosen, unlike those in ordinary households.
Helen, Grandpa, and Grandma just now explained, right? In Huntstown, we've all worked hard together for, and these are just stones. How could they be jewels?
This?
Really, madam, you quickly kid her smoothly. Grandma, what's going on?
Madam, I believe in you. Just tell me the truth.
Old man, just tell them about our actual situation. Tell them Helen is so smart you can't hide it from her.
What are you saying, Grandma? What could we possibly hide?
Let Grandpa and Grandma speak.
I'll tell you. Ha ha ha.
We really shouldn't have brought Helen back home.
Actually, in our family and the entire Huntstown, we supply goods to the target. These things are all imitations, but we were afraid that you'd be put off if you knew. Ha ha ha.
Our grandma still has a backup plan.
Grandfather and grandmother, how could I dislike you? It's just that they don't quite look like it.
Ha 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 ha. Helen, look, if they were real jewels, would I treat them like this? Ha ha ha.
Old man, Your leg just had surgery. You can't jump around anymore if you injure yourself again.
Okay.
We won't have money to treat you.
Ha 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 ha.
Grandfather, what are you doing? I believe it. I believe it. I believe you, okay?
Ha 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 ha. Okay, okay.
Grandfather and grandmother, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have suspected you.
Helen, what are you apologizing for? Now where can we find such a good, non-materialistic girl? Such a good wife. You can't let her suffer.
Don't worry, I'll definitely cherish her.
Mom and Dad are really loving.
All right, aren't we all hungry now? Okay, let's eat.
Wendy Jean, I know you're in there. Open the door.
Who dares to be unruly? In the Levy's family.
Sister, sounds like my brother-in-law's voice.
In that case, quick, open the door and invite him in.
What backwater place is this? Why did Wendy Jean run so far?
Anne, why are you crying?
Daddy Uncle is very fierce. He keeps hitting Aunt. I am scared.
It's so noisy. Let's go. Come home with me. You want a divorce with me? No way.
No?
Don't bully my mom's sister, you little brat.
These two kids, get lost. Isn't this the baby I sold? He said that Helen Jean was his mommy? How dare you betray me?
They still don't know about this. If you continue, just like this, I'll reveal it. I don't care if it causes a huge scene.
Fine, come home with me first.
Wait a minute, we got... what did you just call my son?
Oh, you, Helen. The husband you found, right? Ha 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 ha. I'm your elder. Respecting elders demands a bit more reverence.
This punch is for my son. This punch is for Helen. What are you trying to do?
Trying to act like thugs? I'll call the cops and have you arrested.
Sweetie, if your man treats you like this, leave him. A three-legged toad is hard to find, but two-legged men are plentiful.
That's right, sis. Leave him quickly. He treats you so badly.
John, you need to tell them about this marriage, whether you're going to leave or not.
Are you leaving or not? Thank you.
Thank you for your concern, sister.
You, Helen. As long as you're doing well, I'm satisfied. You don't understand?
You're in your sister's situation today. I'll forgive you for now. There are too many of you.
Let's go, Helen. Don't worry if your sister has any trouble.
We'll support her.
Well, are you sure they don't know? About selling the baby? Then why does that kid?
Call that girl mommy? Oh, isn't that Kent Scola? What do you mean selling babies? Did you, that Helen Jean who couldn't sell him? You.
Are thinking up another plan. Mind your own business.
Let's go. Dad, I saw a woman in that car, didn't I?
Are you sure you saw right? It's so dark out. How could you see?
I'm sure I didn't, Dad. Hurry up and report to me. It must be Sean. Don't let another woman take the place.
How about this? On Monday, at the group meeting, you represent Agate Company and give a report.
Thank you, Dad.
This weekend, spend time with Senior Hunt. You haven't rested properly. I hope today, madam, doesn't make things difficult for me. Where is everyone else?
Madam, thanks to you, Agate Company, I has never reported at the head office.
That's right. You think our department will be valued by the head office in the future. Then our promotions and raises. It's just around the corner.
You go ahead with the report. I have something to attend to.
Then we won't disturb their private time.
Dad, I'm already at the door.
At Mr. Hunt, what will you eat today?
Someone made it for me.
That Mr. Hunt?
What's wrong?
My daughter is already at your door. She works at Agate Company now. You were very close when you were kids. She's here today to give a report. I want her to catch up with you.
Don't touch.
That Mr. Hunt. Linda got up early to make this meal. She was busy from early morning. Don't make her sad. He he.
Just leave it here. Mr. Lin, Mrs. Allen asked you to give him some face, so eat it.
That Mr. Hunt.
What?
Nothing. We won't disturb Mr. Hunt for dinner.
These old employees left by father really have no sense of boundaries?
It seems Mrs. Allen wants to introduce his daughter to you.
He should be dissuaded early from having such inappropriate thoughts.
That's right. After all, Mr. Hunt already had a wife. How can they target a good man like him?
Who made this meal that Mr. Hunt loves so much?
Madam, come back alone. Maybe I can take this opportunity to properly apologize to her. Madam.
Where did you get this lunchbox? I made this myself. Tell me, do you know Mr. Hunt? Why did Mr. Hunt eat the same meal as you today?
I don't know, Mr. Hunt, but my husband is... The president's wife dislikes me so much. If she finds out my husband is Mr. Hunt's driver, she'll definitely have Mr. Hunt fire him. I can't tell.
What do you mean? Who's your husband? My husband is a fan of Mr. Hunt. He says Mr. Hunt is very powerful. Do you even need to say that? Of course, my husband is awesome. People like you, poor people at the bottom of society, can only admire him on TV in this life. But how do you explain Mr. Hunt eating the same meal as you? How do you explain that?
I don't really know either. I ask my husband.
What are you doing? What do you mean? Stop right there.
Sean, have you eaten?
Just finished. What's wrong?
I just heard from a colleague that Mr. Hunt ate the same food as me. What's wrong with you?
Here's the thing. During lunch, I was driving for Mr. Hunt. He saw I had a lunchbox and insisted on eating half of it.
Mr. Hunt, as the richest man in Minneapolis, wanted to eat the ordinary home-cooked food I prepared.
Yeah, maybe he's tired of gourmet food and wants to try home-cooked meals.
If Mr. Hunt liked it, I'll make it for you in the future so you won't go hungry next time.
No need. Mr. Hunt will only eat it this once.
All right. I have something to do here. I'll hang up now.
Okay.
Have you thought of how to explain it? Why did Mr. Hunt eat the same food as you?
Madam, I gave my husband that meal. He's already eaten it. As for Mr. Hunt's portion, I'm not sure either. It might be a coincidence. Look.
The hand in that photo looks so much like Sean. You, how dare you seduce my Sean? I'll make you pay.
You, madam, what are you doing?
Helen Jean, every day in the office you eat this leftover dog food. Are you trying to disgust me?
Helen Jean, this food of yours, did you steal it from a dog kennel?
Inferior people like Helen Jean probably live in a dog kennel.
Mr. Gates, I think from now on we should ban bringing meals to the office. Otherwise, with people like Helen Jean eating this kind of stinky stuff every day, how can everyone work?
You are right. Announce it from now on. No bringing meals to the office.
The company doesn't have such a policy. You can't just change it arbitrarily.
The madam's words are the rules. Helen Jean. If you can't handle it, just quit. Stop being an eyesore here.
Madam, if you don't like the smell here, you can sit in my office. What a waste of my food.
The dog's bowl shouldn't be left in the middle of the road, blocking the way.
Helen Jean, what are you waiting for? Clean this up right now. Today you're punished to clean the office.
I? What kindergarten has a monthly tuition and fees of 20,000 yuan? If I can't keep my job...
What are you waiting for? Hurry up.
All right, I'll do it right now. What are you doing?
Eating seeds, don't you see that?
Sweep them quickly. There's so much trash here, don't you see that?
The trash bin is right next to that. Don't go too far.
It's too far away from me, I can't reach it. Or you kneel in front of me and hold the trash bin, in a position that's comfortable for me.
I'm finally done cleaning.
Helen Jean, slacking off at work. The documents you have to deal with now. I've left them on your table. You're not allowed to get off work until you're done. After cleaning, finish them quickly.
It is almost time to get off work. Didn't you just ask me to clean the office today?
You're not a cleaner. Cleaning the office is for your punishment. It's not about your work. Don't find so many excuses. Do it if you can. If you can't do it, resign. There were so many people want to join our company.
For my little family.
Turn off the lights. The company's electricity isn't for this kind of useless person.
It's already 12 o'clock. Why isn't she back yet? She doesn't answer the phone?
What's that sound,
It's me. What brings you here? Why aren't you home? I called you, but you didn't answer. I'm worried about you, so I came to see you.
13 missed calls. Sorry about that. I was using my phone for light and didn't see your call.
Let's go home. Why are your hands so cold? You're working overtime without turning on the lights, and you're not even turning on the heat. Agate Company's plan department, you really have it. I told you to take good care of my wife. That's how you take care of her.
I'm just trying to save electricity costs for Mr. Hunt. It's such a waste of electricity for me to be the only one, working overtime with the lights and heating on.
Let's go home.
I haven't finished yet.
Mr. Hunt don't recommend working overtime. If he found out you overtime, your salary will be deducted. Then I'll pack up and leave right away, okay? Mr. Lin? Inform? Agate Company prohibits working overtime.
Got it. What else can I do for you?
You tell the planning manager of Agate Company to come to the office to work overtime now, and then have him deal with all the documents on the reception desk before he is allowed to leave work.
Got it.
Oh, and then you let him. Not turn on the lights, the heating, keep an eye on him.
Hubby. You're always so prophetic. Just now someone in the group said, not to work overtime.
Of course. Then a good boss would never have her employees work in I-96.
How come Mr. Hunt is always able to help me in time, whenever I encounter difficulties? Hubby, could you be?
How could I? How could I be Mr. Hunt?
What are you thinking about? I wonder if it's you who's been putting ideas in Mr. Hunt's mind. But it was so late. Why isn't Mr. Hunt asleep yet?
I don't know if Mr. Hunt is asleep or not, but we should go home and sleep. So cold. Are you warmer now? What's on your mind? It's written all over your face that you have something on your mind. Feel free to ask whatever you want to know.
Hubby, have you ever been in a situation where you were bullied, but couldn't fight back?
No.
Then you're really lucky.
I am not lucky. But I think one shouldn't live in such a timid and submissive way, even if there's a huge disparity in status. There are some things worth fighting for.
But if it's to protect the one you love.
If it's to protect the one you love, you should fight back even harder. Weakness and endurance would only make others always step on you. It won't make them let you go.
Man, you're right. I think I know what to do.
Let's go upstairs.
Anne, Astro, why aren't you sleeping yet?
Mommy, before you went home, Daddy has always been walking back and forth in the living room. Anne and I were all woken up by Daddy.
Oh, Mommy, Daddy misses you so much that he can't sleep. In the future, please don't come back so late, all right? Daddy and Mommy, stop standing there. Let's go to bed together.
Don't mess around. Hurry up and go to sleep.
Mommy, when we can't fall asleep, you will. Tell stories and coax us to sleep. Daddy couldn't fall asleep today either. Daddy also needs you to. Tell stories and coax him to sleep.
What nonsense are you talking about?
Daddy and Mommy, why don't you sleep together? I remember the book saying that Daddy and Mommy only separated after they started fighting. Did you quarrel with Mommy?
And how could Daddy and Mommy possibly argue?
Mommy, do you not want to sleep with Daddy because you dislike him?
How could I dislike your daddy?
Daddy and Mommy, let's sleep together.
Let's sleep together.
Where will the magic school bus take us next? I'm really looking forward to it with great anticipation. I'll turn off the light then.
Astro, Daddy, and Mommy are so in love that they even hold hands while sleeping.
But I remember on TV, Daddy and Mommy used to cuddle together when they slept. Let's help Daddy and Mommy, right?
Okay. Daddy and Mommy are really loving.
Hubby, here are lunches for the three of you today. Have good meals.
Let me help you. Turn around, tree. Why are there only 3? What about yours?
Recently, I don't have much appetite at noon. I can eat something casually. I'll go to work first.
Mr. Lin, order a takeaway from the Langum Hotel for me at noon and send it to my wife. Her name was Helen Jean. Don't fill in the wrong name.
Mr. Gates, you are here so early?
Helen Jean, how dare you ask? It's all because of you. You must be walking on a lucky star. How come you're always so lucky?
Mr. Gates, did something happen?
Since you came to the company, Mr. Hunt changes the announcement every day. Good heavens, you can't be the president's wife, right?
I'm afraid you've misunderstood. How could I, Mrs. Hunt?
How dare you, Helen Jean? How dare you pretend to be me?
It was Mr. Gates's misunderstanding?
Mrs. Hunt, you said you're the president's wife yesterday. I clearly helped you deal with Helen, this wicked girl. Why am I the one being punished by Mr. Hunt? Could it be that Helen is a relative of Mr. Hunt's?
She, being from such a low social status, doesn't deserve to be related to my husband, Mr. Gates. I think you are blind.
Even if I'm not related to your family, I don't see you communicating with Mr. Hunt very often either.
How my husband and I communicate is none of your concern.
Mrs. Hunt, I'm just reminding you out of kindness, Mr. Hunt has never looked down on ordinary employees like me, and he has always been committed to helping us achieve greater self-worth. He is completely different from the way you described him.
You want to say that? You know my husband better than I do?
As an employee, I always abide by Mr. Hunt's rules and regulations. As his wife, you often go against his will. The greatest fear in a marriage is a lack of unity. I advise you to conduct yourself with discretion.
My husband and I are deeply in love. It's none of your business. You'd better brace yourself for getting fired.
I believe Mr. Hunt is a fair and just boss.
Firing a minor like you doesn't require notifying Mr. Hunt. Am I right, Mr. Gates?
Yesterday, I violated the rules and was punished by Mr. Hunt. I have to please Mrs. Hunt. It was not worth it to offend Mr. Hunt. I can't be the one to take the lead anymore. I have to dump the blame on others. Mrs. Hunt, personnel transfer. Require Mr. Hunt's personal approval.
Trash? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Early in the morning. What bad luck.
Helen, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and work. Do an annual market analysis before you leave today.
Finally, I can officially start working on the planning.
The Hunt Group won't interfere with the Agate Company's affairs at all? Could Helen really have some connection with Sean? Dad, can you help me inquire if Mr. Hunt has been in close contact with anyone recently? Especially a person named Helen Jean. If I find out you are trying to seduce Sean, I'll make you suffer. Helen, haven't you married a butcher? How can you not afford to eat pork? You can only eat steamed buns here.
My husband is not the butcher you're talking about.
Don't deny it. Your brother-in-law said everything. You can be sold to that butcher for just 500,000 wen in marriage dowry.
Just like Jin Wanning is still so valuable.
That's why I admire her for her capabilities back then. Helen had given birth to a child before marriage. Her child doesn't even know who her father is. She was born on the street. Such a person still demands 500,000 as a betrothal gift.
I suspect there's an 80% chance that the butcher regretted marrying Helen because he found her unsuitable, and that's why he only provides her with steamed bread.
I've tolerated you for a long time. Trying to revolt?
Helen, are you crazy?
Eat it. Don't waste food.
How dare you, Helen Jean?
Helen Jean, you?
Takeout is here. Who ordered the food, please?
What's the matter with you, delivery person? Didn't see it.
Mrs. Hunt, is this what you ordered? It's a delivery from the Langum Hotel.
I've heard of this hotel. I've heard it costs over 10,000 per person.
I ordered them, Helen. Look carefully. This is some fancy food. You've never tried before.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please provide your name? I need to verify the information.
Why do you need a name?
Delivery person. Her name is Linda Allen.
Sorry, this isn't Miss Allen's takeout.
Is it the president's name? Take a look and see if the surname Hunt.
This is for Miss Jean. Is there a young lady surnamed Jean?
Could it be Helen Jean?
Yes, that's the name. Excuse me. Who is Miss Jean, please?
I am.
The takeout has been delivered. I wish you a good meal.
All of dishes of this hotel are so expensive. How much do they cost? I haven't opened them yet. Can I return them?
Why didn't Helen eat them? Couldn't that person just now have been your plant? Is this all just steamed bread inside?
I think so. Otherwise, why isn't she eating them?
She doesn't dare to open them, they must be?
Well,
They must be.
oh my god, they are all top-notch ingredients. Even if they weren't from the Langum Hotel, they would cost a lot of money, right?
Helen, this is probably the only time in your life you'll have something so good, huh? Don't be so showy. I'm sick of eating these.
That's right nowadays. Truly wealthy people are all about managing their body weight and shape. They stopped eating them a long time ago.
But you guys are still standing here, swallowing your saliva. What are you doing? Don't you have food to eat? Such good food, how could I? Enjoy them alone. I'd better take them back and share them with everyone.
What? Are you sure Mr. Hunt and Helen living in the same community? Both of them are in the garden community. Could it be that Helen is already living with Sean?
Elder brother, why hasn't Daddy come back yet? Position's taken. It's all up to you.
Stinky brat, what are you doing here, Mike?
Hush, Daddy, close your eyes.
You've prepared a gift for me.
Daddy, close your eyes.
All right. What kind of surprise? Have we arrived?
Keep your voice down and squat down.
Sleeping Beauty Mommy was awakened by Prince Daddy's kiss.
And now Daddy and Mommy can be together forever.
Astro, don't worry. The book I read said that Daddy and Mommy would never separate.
You're back. I'll bring out the dishes.
Okay. Small in stature but big in wit.
Daddy, are you angry?
Don't worry, Anne. Daddy is happy. Is that so, Daddy?
I promise you that I will never separate from your mommy.
Great.
Great.
Ta-da! Aren't they amazing?
Why are the dishes from the Langum Hotel? I'm tired of them. I like Mommy's cooking more.
Hubby, how could Astro possibly recognize at first sight that they are food from the Langum Hotel?
Mommy, in fact, Daddy is the president.
He's talking nonsense. What he meant is the president often treats us these. If you don't cooperate with me, I'll send you to your grandma's place.
That's right. Ordinarily, Mr. Hunt is very good to us.
Why did you pack them all up and bring them back?
I thought you guys haven't had such delicious food before, so we should share them together. Who knew that Astro would get tired of them?
So eat more. Here. Someone is calling. Mr. Allen, what's up?
I have an emergency document. That needs your sign-off. Where are you now? I'll be right there.
I'm at Garden Community. This is not my home.
I'm right here. Send me the exact location. I'll be there as soon as possible.
All right. Mr. Allen, we'll definitely expose my identity. I have to think of a reason. Let Helen stay in the room, Helen. I have to deal with some work things. Take the kids inside and wait there for a bit.
Astro, Anne, don't disturb Dad's work. Let's go play in the room for a while. Well, let's go.
The days of hiding my identity are becoming increasingly difficult.
Mr. Hunt, why do you live here? This community is so difficult to navigate with all its twists and turns.
Here's the document.
For you.
Is this document that urgent? What are you looking at?
It's late. Won't I be disturbing you?
If you don't leave now, that will truly be a disturbance for me.
Don't disturb Daddy's work, Astro.
Why aren't you leaving yet?
I'll go. Sorry to disturb you. Hey. I've already sent you the photos. Mr. Hunt is indeed cohabiting with a woman. Take a good look. And see if it's Helen you mentioned?
Mom, didn't you say last time that Helen marry a butcher? The person in the photos can't be her, right?
I've asked Kent Scola, that woman. Really didn't marry a butcher, but she doesn't know who she married. She only remember that the man on Helen's marriage certificate has the surname Hunt.
Helen, you.
Look at you. How many times have I told you the matter has yet to be settled? Don't panic. What did I teach you in the past? Just like this. How to marry into the Hunt family.
Marry into the Hunt family. Mr. Hunt has already registered his marriage. You haven't received the news yet. Is this matter truly on your mind today? You have to give Linda an explanation. Look how upset she is. She's crying her heart out.
You. Take it easy, okay? Calm down, I sense some suspicious circumstances around this matter.
Some suspicious?
Mr. Hunt has been searching for a woman with a red mole on her arm for years, claiming that she is the biological mother of his son. I've asked Mr. Lin about it. Up to now, he hasn't found this woman.
How did he get married?
Mr. Hunt was not willing to get married, otherwise he'd live outside after marriage. Why doesn't he stay at home, I guess? Old Mrs. Hunt doesn't know this woman.
Helen doesn't seem to know Mr. Hunt's identity. I see that she still behaves like she's from a slum in her daily life, reluctant to spend on food and clothing by the way she thought I'm Mrs. Hunt.
So? Don't panic. Tomorrow you can first go and test Helen's sincerity and intentions. Don't worry, the position of Mrs. Hunt will eventually be yours. Let's see how you perform. Whether our Allen family can establish a relationship with the Hunt family depends entirely on you.
Don't worry, I'll definitely win Mr. Hunt back. Is your husband Sean Hunt?
Yes, my husband is Sean Hunt. He is also the driver of the president, Mr. Hunt.
What do you mean?
Mrs. Hunt, I know you hate me. Don't implicate my husband's job, okay?
Sean didn't tell Helen his identity. It seemed that Sean is guard against her?
Mrs. Hunt.
How could he be implicated the matter before, come to think of it? It was my fault. I always thought that. You seduced my husband. That's why I'm targeting you. Come to think of it, I'm really sorry. Why aren't you saying anything, are you? Are you still blaming me, right?
How could this be? I've always wanted to ease the relationship with you. However, I am upset that I had no chance. Moreover, Mr. Hunt had helped us a lot. He even sent my daughter to the noble kindergarten.
Your daughter? Is she the one you gave birth to, on the street that year?
Yes.
Oh, sorry for bringing up your sad memory. You are not angry, right?
How could I angry? I am deeply grateful for the arrival of my daughter. This is the beginning of my new life.
As long as you're not angry.
It's getting late. I'm going to work now. By the way, didn't the news say that the father of the child wasn't found back then? Is that man your current husband? No, and I didn't want to find that person.
Do you need my help? This man is too irresponsible. He abandoned you and your daughter.
Don't bother, actually. I don't know that person.
You don't know him. How could you do that? Do you mind telling me?
If you are really curious, I can tell you about it anyway. It's nothing to be ashamed of anyway. I received an interview invitation that year. I went to the Westin Hotel.
Help me. I'll take responsibility for you.
That's what happened later on, I found out. The interview room was next door. I entered the wrong room.
5 years ago, I asked Dad, my father, to drug Sean, and then arranged for him to stay in room. No. 606 Westin Hotel. I wanted to have sex with him, but when I went there, the room was empty. There were traces of pleasure on the bed. Could it be that Helen got the better deal? When did this happen?
Well, 5 years ago.
What?
Mrs. Hunt, what's wrong with you?
Nothing. Could it be that Helen is really the woman Sean is looking for?
Over the years, Mr. Hunt had been searching for a woman with a red mole on her arm for years. It was said that it was his son's biological mother. I asked Mr. Lin. Up to now, He hasn't found this woman.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was really her.
I
see the place of your sleeve is red. I thought you were bleeding. Did you get paint on it?
This is my birthmark.
What a special birthmark.
So, let me show you my daughters. This is the shape of a small crescent moon. She must be an angel sent by heaven for me.
Crescent moon, Sean's son, seems to have a crescent-shaped birthmark too. Can you send it to me? I've never seen such a special birthmark.
What?
I'll send it to you now.
What are you doing?
Sorry, at home. I always pluck out my husband's gray hairs, and I just couldn't resist doing it a moment ago.
That's all right. I'm just not used to people touching my hair. Then I'll go back to work.
Dad, find a way to arrange a paternity test between Helen and the son of Mr. Hunt. I got Helen's hair. How is it going? Have you done the paternity test?
See for yourself?
It's really her.
What are you talking about?
Dad, do you still remember the matter of room number 606, Weston Hotel? Of course I remember.
Speaking of this makes me angry. I've spent so much time setting it up. In the end, I didn't. Push you onto the bed of Mr. Hunt, I don't know. Which woman take advantage of it?
That woman is Helen. She told me everything today.
I was just wondering, why did Mr. Hunt leave at that time? It turned out that she was behind it.
Dad, Mr. Lin doesn't have found that woman. This is our chance.
What chance?
Then let me be the woman.
Helen! Only gave birth to one child, and the child is a girl. How could she become the biological mother of Mr. Hunt's son?
Dad, have you forgotten about Kent?
Kent Scola.
Are you sure she doesn't know about selling the baby? Then why is there a child call that girl Mommy?
You mean Kent stealing her child?
I just bluff him. Kent confessed everything. Back then, Helen gave birth. Opposite-sex twins. Kent owed money for gambling. While Helen was unconscious, he stole her child and sold him.
Kent? So late at night. Why did he call me?
I asked him to call you. Wasn't Kent sold Helen's child? Rather than let him speak of the secret, why don't let him be used by us?
You mean? Send Kent to Mr. Hunt. Get Kent to make false testimony for you. Let him say he stole your child. Is Kent willing to help you?
With someone so narrow-minded, wouldn't a little money just solve the problem? All right, Dad. Hurry up and call him back.
Your plan is, well, let me see. Who can block our way this time?
Sorry to trouble you, hubby. I forgot to bring my keys today.
What's the happy occasion? It's rare for you to be so happy.
Mrs. Hunt and I have reconciled. I almost dragged you down. I bought a lot of delicious food. Let's celebrate tonight.
Mrs. Hunt who?
She is?
Someone is calling to... Hello, what? You found her.
Hubby, where are you going? Will you go back for dinner? Why didn't you tell me?
Hubby, you're back, Aya. Where did you get so much money?
We are going to rich soon, ha ha ha.
How could Kent have so much money? Could it be that he was looking troublesome for Helen? I'll call and ask her.
Wendy, call me at this time. Did something happen? Wendy, what's wrong?
Helen, is everything okay? At your home?
Okay, Wendy, what's wrong with you?
Nothing. I just had a nightmare. I dreamed of you.
I was scared. I thought something had happened to you.
Take good care of yourself outside, Helen. Good night, Wendy.
Good night. Wendy was weird?
Mr. Hunt, I have sent it to you. Mr. Hunt, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Mr. Hunt, this is the surveillance footage of the hotel on that day that we recovered through technical means. We could see the woman clearly, who came out of the room in the hotel on that day.
This is Mr. Allen's daughter.
Yes. I don't believe it. Keep investigating. Mr. Hunt, let me answer the phone. What? You said recently someone had done a DNA test with Astro and the results matched.
Who did it? Ask quickly.
Do you have any information on her? You said. Her name is Linda Allen. All right, I got it.
It really her.
In this case, Mr. Hunt, now go home, or are you really going to divorce Helen and marry Miss Allen?
Arranged. I want to see Mr. Allen and his daughter.
Isn't it too late now?
Now.
Okay.
It was so late, Sean. Why did you call me over?
You lied to me. You're not her at all.
I like to use lipsticks drawing a mole on the arm. If you don't believe me, take a look. I've always had this habitat.
Linda. Mr. Hunt. Your junior's business, I didn't want to interfere. But Linda secretly did a DNA test behind my back. Only then did I realize she was not a virgin. Moreover, she gave birth to a child secretly?
Dad, don't make things difficult for Sean. It was not the fault of Sean.
Silly girl. Mr. Hunt, Linda likes you, so she takes care of your feelings. But as her father, I won't allow you so mean to her. I just want to ask, when will you give her a title? And Linda gave birth to this child. He must be our Allen family's.
How dare you mention the child? I'd like to ask you a question. Why let Astro outside so many years?
It's my fault at that time, I thought. I'm screwed. I didn't dare to tell my family. I could only give birth to the child secretly, but when I woke up, the child was gone.
Linda, why are you so stupid?
Go. Mr. Hunt, he is the human trafficker who sold Astro Neil.
How dare you sell my child?
I'm wronged, Mr. Hunt. How would I know it was your child? The person who handed the baby over to me claimed that he was an abandoned infant.
Who gave him to you?
It's him. It has nothing to do with me?
Kent Scola, brother-in-law of Helen. Get Kent here.
It's time to leave. Aha, spare me.
Behave yourself.
Well, Sean, so you're the richest man in Minneapolis, Mr. Hunt. Ha 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 ha.
Tell me, why did you abduct my child?
Sigh, I don't know. He is your child. At that time I saw Linda gave birth to a child alone. I don't get along with her family. I thought she gave birth to a baby secretly. If I steal the child, she definitely wouldn't dare to make it public. That's why I really don't know. He is your child.
So it was you who caused my child to be separated from his mother for those years? Drove him out of Minneapolis?
Mr. Allen, Ms. Allen, save me, please.
You abducted my child. How dare you ask me to help you? Go to hell.
Go.
Here I comes. Wendy! What's wrong with you? Did my brother-in-law hit you again?
Helen, the Allen family just sent someone to hunt me down. Luckily, I managed to escape.
Hunt you, the Allen family.
Helen, your husband isn't a chauffeur. He was Sean Hunt, the richest man in Minneapolis.
What? Wendy, what are you talking about? How could Sean be the richest man?
Well...
Wendy, what are you doing?
Please forgive me, Helen. Back then, I was possessed.
Wendy, what the hell are you talking about, Helen?
Back then, you gave birth to opposite-sex twins. Astro is your child.
What?
Miss Jean, you're so lucky. They are not just twins, but both of them have the crescent birthmark on their arms.
At that time, Kent owed a lot of gambling debts. I was confused for a moment, so I hid it from you for him. I just realized today that the man you mistakenly slept with years ago is Mr. Hunt, who is now your husband. Linda bribed Kent. She wants to pretend to be you.
No wonder Astro had a similar birthmark with Anne's.
Helen, I really knew I was wrong.
Astro, Anne. Anne, where is Astro?
Mommy! Astro was taken away by Mr. Lin. You were sleeping at that time. He didn't wake you up.
Taken away.
Mommy, I miss my brother. Why didn't Daddy and Astro come back today?
Helen, tell Mr. Hunt the details. Don't let Linda pretend to be you.
Wendy, get up quickly. I don't blame you. You must have gone through a lot these years, living under someone else's roof.
Helen, I am sorry. Thank you for forgiving me.
Anne, let's go find Daddy and Astro. It should be Sean. What are you doing?
Brothers, catch these two women.
Ah, let me go.
Kill that. And them.
Let me go.
Watch them closely. Go.
Hey!
Hubby! Helen, as expected, in trouble.
Two old bastards. You all insist on throwing your lives away. I will fulfill your wish.
Will grandfather and grandmother be fine?
You bastard. How can you talk to me like that?
Well done. Didn't your parents teach you that? You must respect the elderly and care for the young. When you were a child, you grew up alone, didn't you, without relatives? How did you go astray?
Enough. Stop talking. You two, what are you waiting for? Catch them. What should we do? Start fighting. You two pieces of trash, why didn't you take me with you when you escaped?
Hurry up and take a look. Quick, untie them. Helen, are you all right?
Grandma and Grandpa, why are you here?
In Minneapolis, there is nothing that our Hunt family, our Huntstown, don't know.
Grandma, I've already found out Sean's real identity.
What?
Moreover, I may be the biological mother of Astro.
Aya, this is great news. I just didn't expect that. Your fates are so deep. What are you waiting for? Let's go back now. That brat certainly doesn't know yet. Ouch. Let's go. Ha ha ha.
What happened 6 years ago? I'll find a way to take responsibility.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Hunt? You don't want to marry my daughter, let me tell you. If your father knew from the grave how you treated our Allen family, he would not recognize you as his son.
Do you have the right to casually refer to my grandson?
Old Mrs. Hunt, you came at the right time. Your grandson was asleep with my daughter. He doesn't want to take responsibility. Is it because of our family? A small family? So he tried to muddle through?
You said your daughter was slept with my grandson. What evidence do you have?
Of course I have both witness and material evidence. Mr. Hunt had seen them all. Do you still want to deny them?
Helen, come here.
This birthmark.
Why are you here, Helen?
It wasn't just her, I'm also here. Back then, Ning gave birth to opposite sexes twins. It was Kent Scola and me, who were temporarily blinded by obsession, sold out the baby boy. Mr. Hunt, I am sorry. Please forgive me.
Astro. You are really brother and sister.
Don't talk nonsense, Wendy Jean. Your husband had already confessed, could it be? You find the Hunt family is the richest family, so you tried your best to let your sister take the throne.
Linda Allen. You are bad woman, you promised me. Help you make false testimony. You promised to keep me safe.
Sean, I'll leave it to you.
Take Kent and the 2 men from the Allen family out. I don't want to see them in Minneapolis anymore.
Wendy, help me, Wendy.
Helen, do you know how hard I've been looking for you for these 6 years?
Daddy and Mommy are kissing again.